Welcome everybody, we're live. Coach Dave here. Would you like to agree with success? Let's give it a shot. Let's agree with success tonight. We're on step 4 of 4 right after this. And we are live. Welcome everybody to 6 at 6 Live with Coach Dave. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for coming in. Give us all the hearts you can. If you're watching on the replay or watching us live, go ahead and swipe, follow, and share. Invite your followers, tweet it and retweet it, and subscribe and like on YouTube, and share it out to your Facebook friends, and tap those hearts. Welcome everybody, Coach Dave here. We are going to talk about agree with success. We are at the final step of this, part 4 of 4, and this is an exciting series. Hi everybody, Coach Dave here. I am a life fulfillment coach and I help you find your why, and then I coach you through a specific process designed to help you achieve those goals and dreams in your life. Welcome everybody. I see we've got Adam in here. I see we've got Eggbot. Welcome Eggbot. And I want to tell you a little bit real quick before we get started on the main topic. I want to tell you about my partner here in Periscope. Her name is Shannon, and she is For Humanities. That is her name in Periscope. She has an organization called Survive and Thrive. She's a cancer survivor. She's helping people get their life back after cancer, and she has an event on October 14th. If you can't be there in person, Stockton, California, October 14th, then you can get a live stream ticket for $27 by going to bit.ly/IWillSurvive17. Also, if you can be there in Stockton on October 14th, you can get a $47 ticket by going to bit.ly/SurviveAndThriveLive. Shannon is also sponsoring the Big Cup, which you see here. That big white space on the cup is advertising space that she's using to sponsor and pay for some of what she's doing to help cancer survivors get their life back. If you'd be able to sponsor this cup and put your logo on there, she would advertise for you during her broadcasts, and you can get that sponsorship by going to bit.ly/SurviveAndThriveSponsor. Also, if you want to be a vendor at her event, you can go to bit.ly/SurviveAndThriveLiveVendor, and that is a vendor in person or a vendor by way of some of the live stream and internet technology that we have. To be a volunteer at some of her events and some of the things she supports, go to bit.ly/SurviveAndThriveVolunteer. And to help her with some of the things she is doing additionally for herself and for other good organizations, you can go to bit.ly/fundraisingforgood. And welcome everybody, welcome. I'm Coach Dave. Let's get started on this. I'll get you caught up really quick on a couple of things that we started the last few nights we've been doing this 4-part series. I call it Agree with Success. It's based on the 4 agreements. There is a book entitled The 4 Agreements that has some very great success principles in it. And if you see some of the notes from the book, it's success and motivational stuff all over the place. So even though the deep down parts of the book I may not really be able to tell you that I support fully, I fully support all of these ideas. Now let me start back with broadcast number 1 that we did a few nights ago. Step 1 of the 4 agreements is be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. And you can go back a few of my broadcasts and catch up on this by watching a replay of the first, second, and third parts of this. This is part 4 tonight. But the first part, be impeccable with your word, talks about speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using your word to speak against yourself or gossip about others, and also use the power of your word in the direction of truth, love, encouragement, and support. That's part 1. Part 2 is don't take anything personally. All right? Nothing others do is because of you. That's the first thing. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality and their own attitudes and their own dream. And the third thing is, when you are immune to the options and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. So thank you again. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you guys being here. Next is number 3, and on the third broadcast, you will see that we talked about find the courage to ask questions and express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. We talked all about no drama llama llama. That was last night. That was kind of fun. And with just this third agreement alone, you can completely transform your life. However, you put all 4 of them together, this is pretty powerful. Tonight we're going to talk about part 4, and part 4 is this: always do your best. Always do your best. Now this sounds really daunting. It sounds frankly really stressful if you think about it in a certain way. Always got to do my best. Always got to do my best. That's really not what it's about. What it's about is you're always there to put forth the effort that you can put into it. And let me start with the first thing about always do your best. Your best, and this is why I say it's not as stressful as it sounds. Okay? We don't want to stress you out, freak you out, and have everybody leave the room. So here we go. This is the deal. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you're healthy and different when you're sick. Okay? Your best is your capability at the moment. Don't think about, I was really good yesterday, or maybe I'm not so good yesterday. I still don't feel very well, but I could be really good if only I could stop being sick right now today. Okay, that may not happen. You may recover real quick and be able to get back into it real quick. But in whatever situation or condition you're in, be satisfied with where you are and do what you can do in the moment. Okay? Worrying about the past or worrying about the future takes you into a realm that you have no control over. You can't change anything that's done, and you can't really have much of an effect on the future. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about those things you have no control over. You have control over the moment right now. And to the amount and to the extent that you can do your best with what you have right now, do your best with what you have right now. And that's all that anyone can ask of you. And I tell the story about I was on a job, and I told them when they got me a new supervisor, CC, welcome, welcome. I told them that that I would do the best that I could do, and they came back a little bit later and they said, well, we don't think you're doing a good enough job. And I said, you know, and it's kind of a thing where I was immune to that, because I came back and I said, you know what, I'm doing the best that I can do. And that's the discussion that my supervisor and I had at the point where he was installed as in a supervisory position over me. And I stuck to my guns. I said, I can only do the best that I can do. And on every day I come in and I do that instead of coming in to goof around and screw off. But the best that I can do is the best that I can do. And it will give you this satisfaction that you're doing the best, and you have this immunity to all this other stuff, including your own stresses about what you can do when you're feeling better, or what you can do yesterday, or what you can do tomorrow. So do the best you can do. And the second part of that is this: under any circumstance, simply do your best. And I just touched on this a little bit. And you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Let me read that again. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. And those are powerful things. Those are powerful things. If you are judging yourself and saying, I'm doing horrible today because I don't feel like it, and I'm not quite up to par, and you know, I didn't take my multivitamin before I left the house today, and I'm sitting here at work and I feel like I'm falling apart, or whatever it is. I feel this cold coming on, or the hay fever from summertime. So you don't have to give yourself all that kind of stress. So stop the self-judgment and do the best you can do in the circumstance. Stop the self-abuse. you know, I'm just so horrible today because I don't feel good. I don't feel like doing this. And just realize that you're doing the best in the circumstance that you feel right now. Okay? And the third thing is, in that last statement, is regret. If you do the best you can do, I was feeling sick, I went to work, I didn't really get as much done at work because I was sick, and then you go home, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and say to yourself, I should have gotten a lot more done. That's not going to happen. What's going to happen is tomorrow you're going to wake up and you're going to say, I was feeling a little sick yesterday, and today I'm feeling better, but I didn't get much done, and I'm not going to kick myself for that because I got as much done as I could. So don't worry about how much you got done or how much you're getting done in the moment. If you're not quite feeling up to par, it's all right. It's perfectly all right. Your best will be better some days and not quite as good on other days. Your best is just it's gonna kind of adjust back and forth to whether you're feeling good or not. So let me go over this a little bit. These 4 agreements, now that we've kind of finished and come down to the bottom of the 4th one, these 4 agreements, I call them agree with success. Okay? I call them agree with success because these are success principles. You can put these into action, and once you combine all 4 of these, if you haven't seen all 4 of these broadcasts, go back and look at the replay on the other 3, and then maybe watch this one again. And when you're on the replay, you can hit those hearts again. And I'm kind of a new guy, so I ask people to do that when they come in. Tap on as many of those hearts as you can. And so, on the subject of putting all 4 of these together, you put all 4 of them together, and you're going to find you've got an unbeatable combination. If you're impeccable with your word, and you're speaking with integrity and saying what you mean, you're also not taking anything personally. Someone comes in and they have a problem. It's not your problem. You don't need to carry it. And then while that's going on, welcome Terry, welcome, come on in. And while that's going on and you're being impeccable with your word and you're not taking things personally, the third one is you're not making assumptions because you're communicating. Okay, and that has to do with be impeccable with your word, but your communication is also having the courage to ask questions and realize and be honest with yourself. I don't know everything. I can ask some questions. So you put that together with this last one, always do your best. And don't get some unrealistic expectation of what your best is just because one day you happen to get a lot done at work because you were on point, you were going like a madman, like a mad woman. You were doing everything you needed to do, and you got a lot done that one day because you were in such super condition. And then a few days later you come in and you're feeling a little bit of stomach flu, or you're sick, or something you ate the other night, it just didn't agree with you. It's okay, because your level of doing your best is going to fluctuate. It's going to go up and down with time. It's going to go up and down with the way you currently feel. So don't worry about that. Just worry about, are you doing your best in the shape that you're in? And these 4 things combined together will help you then with all of the goals that you have. You can speak about them. You can not take other people's attitudes about them. You can not forget to ask questions about them, and you can always do your best in those areas. And this will absolutely catapult you further in your efforts to complete your goals, to complete the things that you have, the plans that you put together for your week, your day, your month, whatever it is. And these 4 things will allow you to completely put all of that together and to realize that success isn't what I did today or the end of my journey. Success is the feeling of going through each part of the journey each day and doing the best you can, and knowing even though I didn't feel good, I did my best. When I did feel good, I did my best, and I thought about how my best can be put forward each day. Okay? This is how success works. This is being successful, and this is making everything work together for the good, and making your goals and your dreams actually come about in your life. So think about these 4 steps. Again, if you missed the first 3 of this series, they are powerful. We had some very good information come out of those. We had some very good feedback and some community involvement. So think about the fact that other people and their input, you might want to see what other people said as we went through these. So go back and see those replays and hit a bunch of hearts, right, Terry? You can hit a bunch of hearts in the replay. Terry does that all the time, and she's like my #1 super fan. So if you guys want to catch up with her, you got a road ahead of you to try and catch up with my #1 super fan, Terry. But check it out, and we are doing these live broadcasts every night at 6 o'clock. The next series that we're going into a series of 10 life skills. That's right, 10 life skills that you can learn that will last you a lifetime. Okay? 10 skills you can learn that will last you a lifetime. We're going to go through all 10. We're going to talk about how they feed off of and get positive effect from each other, and then how each one of these things you can learn in your life to bring you into places where you will progress, you will get promoted, you will have positive things happen in your life, you'll be able to handle anything that's a struggle, and these things will help you adjust and readjust along with these 4 agreements that we've been talking about the last 4 broadcasts. So get ready for that. We're going to talk about 10 skills that you can learn and will help you for the rest of your life. Okay? All right. Jackie, welcome. Come on in. Appreciate you coming in and sharing out and all of the things that we do when we come in. I appreciate you being here. You could have been anywhere else. We just talked about step number 4, or part number 4 of the 4 agreements, and it's always do your best. We're just getting ready to close this up, but go back and look at how to apply that 4th one along with the other 3, and if you haven't seen the other 3, go back on the replay and catch those, catch the involvement that we had with people, and catch what we said about those. But this 4th one is always do your best. The first one was be impeccable with your words. Second one, don't take anything personally. The third one, don't make assumptions. And then this 4th one is always do your best. And if you do these things and combine them together, this is a powerhouse that will drive your goals and dreams into reality. So I'm going to let everybody go, and thank you all for coming in. I really appreciate you coming in. I appreciate the hearts and the sharing out. If you are on YouTube, I have a special project on YouTube that I'm trying to put together. It's called Coach Dave Unplugged, and when I get enough subscribers on YouTube, I'll be able to do that. It's going to be a great feature that we're going to do not only for YouTube, we're going to do a Periscope version, a Facebook version. All of the networks will get their own version to show that I do recognize the power of each one of these networks, but we've got all 6, and all 6 of those networks over there catch me live. 6 networks at 6 p.m. West Coast time. That's why I call it 6 at 6 live with Coach Dave. Once again, thanks everybody for coming in. You could have been somewhere else. Thank you for your support. Thank you for coming in and really encouraging me with all of the sharing out and all of the hearts and just being able to be here. You could have been anywhere else. Thank you. Have a good night, and God bless.